that history is replete with stories and legends. There are many legends that depict different feats performed by men. These legends have always fascinated people, especially common masses. It has been a source of entertainment for them. There are many legends known to us like Ulysses and Polyphemus, Ramayana and Mahabharata, Rustum and Sohrab. I am going to throw some light on a very well-known legend known as Rustum and Sohrab, which is in your course book. Before that, I would like you to understand the difference between a story and a legend as shown on the screen. A story is an account of past events, while as a legend is an old story handed down from the past that is believed by many people but cannot be proved to be true. It's a story of unknown origin describing plausible but extraordinary past events. It's a story in which a kernel of truth is embellished to an unlikely degree. In order to make things easy to understand, I have divided my talk into different headings. First of all, I would like to talk about the writer of the story, generally known as Firdausi, but his actual name is Abul Qasim Firdausi. He has made a mention of this great story in his well-known epic called the Shahnama. The Shahnama is world's longest epic by a single poet. Now, I would talk about the characterization. This story has at least 4 characters, but the story revolves around 2 main characters, that is Rustum and Sohrab. Dear students, let's see how great this warrior known as Rustum was. Rustum and Sohrab is a very famous legend. Rustum was a well-known Persian warrior, nowadays named as Iran. His role in the defense of his country was so great that he was called the Shield of Persia. He took part in many battles and travels. During the course of his travels, he met a Tata princess called Tanima. The two got married. However, Rustum could not live with his wife for long as he was sent for by the Persian king, who did not feel safe in his absence. Rustum had to leave his wife when she was in family ways. After his departure, his wife gave birth to a son, but Tanima, his wife, did not reveal the truth to Rustum, and he sent word that a daughter was born to her. Tanima named her son Sohrab. Now let's talk about the growth of Sohrab. Dear students, the proverb goes, like father, like son. Sohrab grew into a brave and handsome boy. He also learned to use sword and shield, and he became a skilled warrior. His fame spread far and wide, and no one could compete his swordsmanship. The event so happened that a young warrior challenged Sohrab to fight a single combat on the condition that Sohrab should first give his parentage and also his social status. This put Sohrab to shame, as he did not know his parentage. So he compelled his mother to disclose the name of his father. When his mother told him that he was the son of mighty Rustum, his bosom was filled with pride. He felt proud. Then Rustum resolved to meet his father. but the irony is that he was going to meet his fate. Now let's talk about the union of father and son. When Rustum crossed into Persia, the king Caicus sent his army to fight the invader. But the king's generals were no match to his valor. Ultimately, the king was forced to request Rustum, an aged man by now, to defend the honor of the nation. Rustum very reluctantly agreed to his request on the condition that he would go to the battlefield as a common soldier wearing a plain armor. When Rustum came to know about the bravery of Sohrab, he wished that the young man were his son. But as Sohrab heard Rustum's mighty voice, he thought that it was his father's voice. Rustum did not disclose his identity before Sohrab, but challenged him. Sohrab accepted the challenge gleefully and was not frightened. During the combat, Sohrab displays his exemplary power and skill, and the fight continued for many days. Rustum wonders at the young man's nimbleness and his skill and began to wonder whether he was going to lose. He thought what a disgrace it would be. Stung by anger and shame, Rustum gives him no second chance. With a shout of Rustum, he renews his attack upon Sohrab, who, thunderstruck at the war cry, momentarily loses his shield. Instantly, he is transfixed by Rustum's sword and falls to the ground, mortally wounded. As Rustum was dying, he reveals the secret of his birth to Rustum. The unhappy father, beset by extremes of agony and remorse, gathers Rustum, his son, in his arms and breaks down. The dying Sohrab consoles Rustum not to grieve over what the fate had brought about. He asks his father to bury him in his home place so that people who pass will say, Sohrab, the mighty Rustum's son, lies here, whom his great father did kill in ignorance. Hope you may have enjoyed this talk. Take care.